What's good, YouTube? This is Nick of Paragon coming to you. And I know in the last video I posted, I kind of talked about vaping and got kind of serious, so I just want to do a triple upload tonight and make things kind of fun again. So I'm going to tell a life story about my first time almost getting caught with weed by the cops. And yeah, it was a pretty crazy night. So let's wind the clocks back about 2 years ago in the heydays of all my life stories and crazy adventures. So I used to have this sneak-a-toke. And if you don't know what a sneak-a-toke is, it's kind of like this, it's like a small metal pipe. And it's kind of usually shaped like a cigarette or something. And it's really small and sneaky looking, which is why it's called a sneak-a-toke, because you're sneaking a toke. And so I had one of those, and about just a small gram of weed, and I used to get amazingly high back in the day, like amazingly high after just 2 hits. And so we go down to the park we skate down to the park about 2 miles from my house, or a park 2 miles from my house, and we begin to load a bowl. And this was such a crazy night, I remember, because there was security going back and forth from the park and everything, and it was just, God, it was insane. So we sit down at the park, and I begin loading a little snap, but I packed this thing, because I was with like 6 other people at the time, and I was like, damn, I'm going to pack this for everybody, we're all going to smoke, it's going to be great. So I take the first hit, because it's mine, and I'm starting to pass it around, and nobody else is smoking with me. They're like, nah, bro, I'm good for tonight. I gotta go home and talk to my parents. And I understand that completely, but it kind of pissed me off because I packed a huge fat bowl for everybody, thinking everybody could have smoked, and you could be all like, well, Nick, you should have asked. Well, I assumed because they saw me packing it fat, and they didn't say anything, so I just assumed they were all smoking with me. So I began to start just chiefing on this thing and just going hard in the paint. And it was about half a gram loaded in there. I just packed that motherfucker. And I got so incredibly high. I just remember the lights were turning like yellow and orange and everything, and I was getting tunnel vision out the ass. And yeah, it was insane. Anyway, we put the bowl away just as a cop rolls by. He doesn't stop or anything, but he turns around, so we start skating out of the park, and we think he's coming for us. He slows down, and just to be an asshole, he then speeds off. He was just doing it to scare us. So I have still half a gram of weed left on me, so we skate down to the Burger King, which was, no, not the Burger King, it was the Jack in the Box down the street. And I'll remember this part because there was this random guy. When all my friends went in to go get something to eat, they wouldn't let me inside because I was amazingly high, and I got stupid when I was high back then. So they didn't let me go inside. Anyway, I was just sitting outside watching the lights, and this random guy comes up to me, and he's on the phone, and then he hangs up and he goes, dude, I just found the love of my life. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm in love right now. And he runs off into the parking lot, and I never see him again. So I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Anyway, my friends come out with food, we eat, and then we start skating back to our neighborhoods, and we go to the neighborhood next to mine, and we meet up with some other friends there. We're about to smoke a bowl, and it's about 12 at night. Not too late, but the park's closed at that time, and we weren't supposed to be in there. And then just as I'm about to load another bowl for everybody, because I was sure that everybody was going to smoke then, because I was with true stoners then, I was loading a bowl for everybody, and they all said they wanted to smoke. Just then, the kid next to me goes, man, that car down the street has bright-ass headlights. And we were all just like, yeah, it does. Kind of like you guessed it, a cop. He pulls in, and my one friend says, maybe he doesn't notice us. And then, woo! Lights go off, and we're just like, I'm like, fuck, I'm so caught right now. I have weed on me. I was like 16 at the time though, so it wouldn't have been so bad. I would have probably got juvie if I was caught, but I wasn't. So I do this sneaky ass move as he's getting out of his car and he has his back turned. I take the weed from my pocket and kind of do this backwards turn, stand up, and throw it in the garbage behind me. And I said I was going to come back the next day and grab it. And remember that, that's important. So anyway, we sit back down, and my friend across from me, who was my best friend at the time, wasn't Stubbs, it was someone else. I had a lot of best friends. It was this kid named, I'm not going to say his real name, let's just go with Anthony. So Anthony takes me, and he says, we start doing this 007 shit across the park, rolling in the dark and everything, crawling on our knees, and we make it out of the park. Meanwhile, the other kids apparently got caught, but it wasn't really anything because they weren't high and they had nothing on them except for lighters and shit, and you can't really get busted for that. And it turns out the cop was just there to say that one of them was parked there too long, which I don't believe really, because the kid that told me that ended up stealing my weed the next day. He went back to the garbage can and stole my weed, and then he had the audacity to text me and say, oh man, what's it called? The park management must have sent the garbage team out that day and taken out the garbage. And I know they didn't take out the garbage because there was still garbage in the garbage can. My weed was just gone. I sifted through that shit looking for it. I know it's half a gram, but it was back in the day when that's all I ever bought. And oh my god, I'm rambling. And yeah, so a couple months fly by, and I remember where that kid, the kid who stole my weed, who texted me saying he didn't steal it, I remember where he lived, and this is kind of douchey of me, but he left his longboard out, and I think you can see where I'm going with this, and I fucking took his longboard and sold it for only 3 grams. That's how much that longboard was really worth. It was a piece of shit, but it was his. And I remember that. He didn't treasure it or anything. It wasn't like his baby or something. He had a car and shit, but still, it was really douchey of me, and I shouldn't have done that, and I feel really bad about it now. So, even if you're mad at someone, don't go and steal their shit. That's kind of fucked up. I'm hoping that you can take this video and learn from it to, like, not go do that. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you liked. Comment below. Maybe we'll have a conversation. Peace.